Hey, today I want to talk real quick about work stress as it relates to getting your job done, maybe performance management, and how you can communicate better with your boss. So, my name is Dustin York. I'm a registered mental health counselor intern in the state of Florida. And while I am a therapist, I am not your therapist. So, I would just encourage you that if you find yourself stuck in any of these areas or having significant anxiety, that it may be worth talking to a therapist to see if you can find some relief. So, I wanted to talk real quick about performance management, management issues, concerns, and stress at work. Before I retired and went into mental health counseling, I worked as a deputy director for a transit authority. Was responsible for a lot of people and responsible to a lot of people. And before that, I managed other teams and I also ran a business with my wife. So I have a fair amount of experience in this and have watched a lot of people struggle in these areas. And so what I'm going to do here real quick is just provide three tools that, and maybe even mindset shifts that you can use to help alleviate some of the stress that you may have in the workplace. So one of the first things that I see people run into is feeling overwhelmed with workload, tasks, and maybe not necessarily being clear or understanding what their manager expects from them at any given time. One of the ways I've seen people be very effective in doing this is utilizing something called a Kanban board. And I'll provide some kind of links below so people can see what this stuff is. A Kanban board is basically a do, doing, and done list. And you can do this with stickies. You can do this on a whiteboard. You can do this with an app for task management. And keep track of the things that you need to get done, the things that you're currently working on, and things that you have completed. One of the reasons that this is helpful is when it comes to performance management or even a potentially micromanaging manager or boss that comes by your desk, is they can say, hey, what have you gotten done this week? And you can look over at the list and say, hey, here are my done items. Or they may come over to you and say, I need you to work on project X right now. And you have 5 other items in your doing list. It's easy to look over at your manager and say, hey, here's my list of things that I'm doing. I understand that you want me to work on this other item. Can you help me prioritize these other projects so I know that I'm working on what you want me to work on? So that's something else that can help you. And you can also talk to them about the list you have of the items that you need to do. And that can help you work through that stuff as well. So that's one of the great ways to manage your workload, manage up to the person that you're reporting to, and provide them a picture of what you're working on and help them provide clarification so that you know what you could be working on next. Another really important one comes down to communication. And while this isn't an immediate solution, there's a book that I have found that works really well when we're having difficulty with conversations in the workplace or difficulty in having conversations with your manager or your boss. I've even seen HR departments provide pretty good trainings on this book. And the book is called Crucial Conversations. And I'll provide a link down below on that. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that there might be an audiobook for it as well that makes life a little bit easier if you're not a reader and you want to try to listen. But if you're having some points where you get stuck or you find yourself kind of in a freeze moment or not knowing how to handle conversations, this will put you in a place where you'll be able to work on having an effective conversation where you can understand what the manager is needing and be able to articulate where you're coming from. The last thing that I would present to you is using things like open questions to help you better understand what's going on with a manager. And when I say open questions, typically what I mean is questions that are going to start with how or what. You can use a question that starts with a why, but a lot of times a manager will take that as somebody asking why, as in, why are you making me do this? Why do you think I should be doing this project? Why are you trying to bother me while I'm busy with other stuff? So why questions don't usually work very well. But using a how or a what question helps people clarify things. So if you're one of those folks who has a manager show up and say, I need you to do X, and you get a little bit stressed out and you're thinking, well, I don't have all of the details, or I don't know everything that they're looking for, you can ask a question like that of, what exactly are you wanting to have this end product look like? Can you give me some ideas so that I have better guidance on what you're looking for? Or how would you like me to accomplish that? It's a very open question, doesn't really provide a lot of information to them. It's ambiguous. It allows the manager to kind of present a little bit of what their vision is around what they're asking for. So I find all of these items to be helpful as somebody that has worked in management positions, worked in performance management with other folks. They're tools that allow people to communicate what is expected, and when we're communicating effectively and we're understanding each other, we're going to reduce that level of distress that you feel in that moment. If you don't take the time to plan things with something like a Kanban board, or plan your conversations with a book like Crucial Conversations, or take the time to seek clarification with those open questions, or prepare your mind on how to do it, what happens is the boss shows up, we escalate, and then sometimes we're so escalated, we're having a hard time even thinking straight or understanding. So if you plan ahead of time, you can set yourself up for success. I hope this video helps you out. Again, if you find yourself stuck, it's a great opportunity to find a therapist. If you find this video helpful, please share it with other people. And if you like it, please give me a like. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.